I want you to know. Remember the rest of that song?
I was waiting.
Oh,
on
we
you.
know the song.
Is she perverted like me? Would she go down on you in a theater?
I think you're skipping around a lot.
Yeah. That is not the
Does
next
she
lyric.
speak eloquently? And would she have your baby?
I think you'd make a really excellent mother.
Cause the love that you gave in the hairs of the maid and the hairs of the pain of the baby and open wide.
Okay.
You know
Okay,
all the
Nicolas
words.
Cage.
Guys, welcome to the Real Awkward Podcast, the best damn podcast you've heard today and maybe tomorrow. Right, Amanda?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. We have lots of confidence. You guys are going to have a great old time. Ash, how are you doing today?
Swell.
All right.
I
No one says that, by the way. When was the last time you guys came up to a friend? You're like, how you doing? They're like, swell.
don't think I've ever said anything other than good in the last 10 years.
I'm good.
The
Oh,
response
see-
is, good, how are you?
Well, okay. In the salon, if my clients I'm a little more comfortable with, they'll be like, "How you doing?" Because they always come to my chair, and I'm like, "Hey, how's your day going?" And they're like, "Good. How are you?" And I'll just be like, "Surviving." Like that's my standard answer. I'm
What's
here.
funny, our owner, he says the exact same things to people when he talks, and he goes, they're like, "Hey, how are you?" And he's like, what he say? He said, "I've been better, but I got over it." And it always takes customers a second. They're like, "Wait, you've been oh." Every time.
Wow.
I don't do like a canned answer, but I'm always just like, "I'm breathing, so we're
Yeah,
here." Like,
I mean, honestly, I've been that guy that does the stupid, like, living the dream, like fucking,
no.
like,
The honest truth
another day in
is-
paradise.
I'm in paradise.
I'm not going to tell anybody I'm
Yeah.
having a bad day.
Yeah,
I'm not going to burden anybody
No.
with that.
I will
Like,
say though, someone said, "Have a good day," and I looked at him and I said, "I hope so." I don't know why it just came out. They were like, "Have a good day," and I was like, "I hope so," and I walked away, and he just laughed and walked away, and I was like, "That's a good one. I like that."
There's a Golden Girls line where one of the characters is on the phone and she's pissed off. And at the end of the phone call, she just goes, "No, I will not have a good day," and then just hangs up the phone.
Can we take a moment to complain about like when you're going through a drive-through and they hand you your food and they're like, "Enjoy your food."
And you're like, "You too,",
You too.
and then you want to die.
There is a TikTok I see where they say, "Enjoy your food." He goes, "You too," and then it just repeats in his head all day. He's trying to sleep. He's just like, "You too, you too, you
Well,
too,"
same with-
and he's like, "You
It's
idiot."
the worst.
Same with the movie theater. "Oh, enjoy your show," and we're always just like, "Thanks, you too," and it's like, "Oh, god damn it." So
Yeah.
okay, that is something that I like feel in my gut because I do it all the time. So at Sephora, like on your birthday, you get like a free stupid little birthday thing. And I remember one year I was at the mall and I got my free birthday thing, and the girl goes, "Oh, have a nice day. Oh, yeah, happy birthday." And I was like, "Oh, thanks, you too." And then I was just like,
Yeah,
like,
right.
it's just like
we like fall into our skin like a turtle.
it's like the mummy when like Imhotep like sucks the soul out of them and they like turn into like skin and bones. She's like, "Bleh."
Because you can't. There's
hate
no coming back from that. You can't
No,
just
I
be
hate
like,
it.
"Oh, just kidding. I didn't hear you right. I
Oh.
thought you were
Yeah.
going to say this."
It's
And
auto
it's even
response.
worse.
It's full auto response.
Yes, it's
Like,
full. It's
yeah.
autopilot, but it's even worse if you then go, "Oh, I mean, have a nice day." Like,
Yeah, and they're
just
like,
go.
"I don't
You
care.
can't backtrack.
Leave now."
no,
Mm.
no. But then the minute you realize what you say in your mind, you're like, you need to jump and like have your legs spin like Scooby Doo and get the fuck out of there.
What's funny too is like 3 seconds after that interaction, they've forgotten about you, but you're
They
like,
don't care.
but you're like, "Oh my god."
You imagine
Oh
being
my
like,
God.
"God, what a stupid person." They didn't even
Yes.
listen to what I said. They
They
weren't
didn't
listening.
They didn't even process what you said. They just
Yeah.
heard your voice
Yeah.
and they're already on to the next thing. Meanwhile, you're writing in your live journal about it a year later. Awful.
on this day.
That's the worst.
what special, exciting thing are we going to grace our audience with today?
You are going to sing karaoke for the whole episode.
Hard pass.
Just the entire Jagged Little Pill album.
I've got one in my pocket, and the other one is giving a high five.
Wow, is Alanis here? She here?
Are we in Canada?
Because she never leaves.
It's like rain on your wedding day.
I'm sorry. It's a pet peeve that people nitpick that song.
Yeah.
And they're like, those scenarios do not fit the definition of ironic.
That's not irony,
That's just a coincidence. Shut up is a good song.
right?
Isn't it
That shaped my
coincidental?
childhood.
Don't you think? See, it doesn't work.
A little too
No, that-
coincidental. And yeah, I
really do think.
Jeez. Yeah, it ruins the
She
song.
tried it out. It wasn't
Yeah.
right.
She's like, it's a coinky-dink. God.
I remember that song played on pop-up video on VH1 all the
Oh, God,
time.
I loved
loved
pop-up
that.
video.
Oh my god, it was the best.
Jeez. All right. Continue, Ash.
Oh, what am I doing?
I don't remember.
Who fucking knows?
I'm going to ask some questions.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
a list here. I've got a lot of questions here. I'm just going to pick some random 5 questions.
We will
from
be
my
asking
list.
the questions.
I don't even remember what's on my list.
Okay.
All right.
So hope you like them. Here we go.
Dun, 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 dun.
Number 1. Is there a such thing as a stupid question?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
That's a short answer, Amanda.
it's a loose like rule, but in general, if it falls under common sense, you're good. But if it goes past the common sense, then you're like, yes, ask me a question.
Wait, it's good if it's common sense?
No, sorry. I mean, the rule is that you're not stupid. Like it's good. It's a good question if it's past common sense. But if it's within the realm of common sense, then it's a stupid question.
But don't you think that some people might think things are common sense that other people don't?
Yes,
think are
people
common
has
sense?
different different common sense. But in general, there might be some general common
So
sense.
give me an
things.
example, each of you, of a question that is stupid.
Someone already has their license and they like are with you and they're like, "Do I stop at a stop sign?"
I mean, if they truly don't know.
Correct.
Is it a stupid question?
Yes.
No. Is it a stupid question or are they a stupid person?
Well, technically, a stupid person would ask a stupid question, right?
But a stupid person would actually ask a lot of smart questions because a question is something you don't know the answer to.
I mean, I feel like in this scenario, if you have already graduated from licensed driving school and you know that you're supposed to stop at a stop sign, and then you look and you're like, do I stop at this stop sign? I would punch you in the face.
So you think if somebody previously knew the answer to a question and then no longer knows the answer to that question, then it is therefore a stupid question.
Yes, if somebody has a stroke and then all of a sudden their mind doesn't work anymore
Well,
and
I
they
mean,
ask how they're supposed to
how
drive.
would they have earned their driver's license if they didn't know?
Well, correct. That's why I use it as an example. That's mine.
But who awarded them that driver's license? That's what I'm saying.
I don't
That
know.
requires the
don't know.
knowledge previously.
Just saying that would be it.
That's the only stupid question.
No.
That's the only one.
But if someone was like, hey, like you're working at a place, you're like, hey, do we do returns on this item? That's not a stupid question, but sometimes people think it is. Do we do returns on cables when they've opened them? That type of stuff.
Okay, I mean, I'm going to pass this over to you because I think he's just talking in circles at this point.
I think for me, it really depends on the context, right? Like if you're asking a question because you genuinely don't know the answer, then you're just trying to seek information, right? If it's something that like husband and wife kind of stuff that like it's something that I've already told you 5 times and then you ask me a question, I'm now annoyed and your question is stupid.
I mean,
So that kind
at
of
that
stuff?
point, is it just an annoying question?
Oh, yes. So I think for me, I guess if you break
Why
it
are
down,
you staring at me, Andy?
because he asks annoying questions all the time.
He sure does.
So I think for me, it's like, if you're genuinely trying to understand, then no, it's never stupid. It's just we might think you're stupid. But like, there was one day that my nephew likes to pull heads off of bugs. And there was that's another totally different topic. There was a grasshopper, and he goes, "Oh, can I grab it?" And we're like, "Why?" And he's like, "I want to rip its head off." And we're like, "No."
Did you have to ask if?
Right.
If you're planning on killing the thing, don't ask. You'll never
Well,
get away with it.
Can I steal this?
No, literally.
Yeah.
And to me, I was just like, "Why'd you even ask?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still gonna stay with my original response.
Sure.
I
there.
think I like where Amanda's going with that. Like, if your question is like, you're looking for an answer from me or an opinion from me, but then you do the opposite or believe the opposite, that was a stupid question.
Mm.
Well, yeah, because it was
Why'd
a waste
you
of my
even ask
goddamn
it?
time.
Why'd you
Yeah.
even ask it? You didn't
Yeah.
want
Yep.
the answer.
Right.
Oh yeah. Or like back like, oh, should I, like high school girls, right? Like, oh, my boyfriend's kind of a dick and he's rude to me and I think he's cheating on me, but do you think I should stay with him?
Yes,
You're like,
that's a stupid
That's
question.
a stupid
You're like,
question.
That's
no,
a stupid
girl.
question. There's the example. Amanda nailed it. Yes.
I like it. All
Okay.
right, let's see what else is on my list.
What's on your list today? You'll find it at Fred Meyer.
Wow, you didn't change the words?
One easy stop and you're on your way. What's on your list today? You'll find it at Fred Meyer.
That song was a banger.
Wow.
God.
It's right underneath the Puyallup Fair song.
We don't have one here now on the East Coast, so it's sad.
They
We
don't
got
have-
no,
they
no
don't have-
Fred Meyers.
And there's no Puyallup
Oh.
Fair anymore.
What, don't you have Kroger?
No.
Really?
No.
We don't.
No.
They have them in other
Oh.
parts, but we don't.
No.
Oh, weird.
Ow.
All right, sorry about that. Was the intermission song. Go ahead.
What is the worst show on TV?
Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Okay, so Amanda went reality show.
Reality. My brain wasn't even going reality.
Okay, listen. I'm gonna say that's a low hanging fruit, even though it's a good choice.
I will in a
Yes.
minute explain
Yes.
my choices, but go ahead.
I would, because I can go a lot of reality TV shows too, but like, can I say in general, I'm like over like the medical drama stuff.
That's fair.
Like any ER, any Chicago fire, any Chicago PD, any Chicago, I don't know. That's all I can think of right now is all the
Grey's
stupid
Anatomy.
shows. Yes, Grey's Anatomy, frickin' House, like any of that stuff. Like I think it was good when they first hit, but now, dude, 20 years later, I'm just like, when I know it's a medical drama, I'm like, I'm out. I'm done. Like they've squeezed it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's nothing left to juice. So
Right. And then
Well,
it
it-
just
Yeah.
becomes unrealistic scenarios.
yeah.
Yes. Well, I
Yes.
think ER was like the one that kind of did everything. And then all these other shows are kind of like starting over. But it's like ER ran forever.
Yeah.
They had plane crashes, they had avalanches, they had everything.
Yeah.
And so all these other shows are just like doing the same thing.
Well, it's funny too, because there was like a Matt Walsh segment that came up recently, and he was talking about a medical drama show that like went woke. But what it was like this kid has cancer and he's struggling to like figure out how to have good emotional like rebound or whatever. And the doctor starts talking about some like he has a social dissociative disorder that makes him not understand other cultures. And then he goes, what he's suffering from is racism. And then I was just like, he literally goes, this is a real show that literally just had a season finale. And I'm like, okay, so they're down low now for like, because back in the day it was like their entire head was cut off. How do we fix it? And now it's like the mental side of everything. So it's just very like, it's heavy and drawn out. And it's like, I don't know. That's why I went that route. I'm over the medical drama stuff. Yes.
What
I
about
would
you,
say
Ash?
the first thing that comes to mind is something like, God, there's so many bad like sitcoms and stuff, but like young Sheldon.
Ugh.
It bothers me because Sheldon on
yeah.
Big Bang Theory is such an incredible character,
Yeah,
and they botched him
they did.
like that. It is
Yeah.
not believable that
Yeah.
that is him as a kid.
Yeah.
And every time I see it, like I click away very quickly because I have no interest in it.
Yeah, not your jam.
No.
Are you saying you hate the spinoffs in general, or you just don't like that character?
That character.
See, I'm the same way. Like when Young Rock comes on, I'm over it. Like if I see Young Rock on, I'm like, I'm done. I don't care about that
Sure.
story.
Even though, like, I mean, The Rock is a real person.
No, I know, but I mean, just like Sheldon's character is very interesting, so is The Rock as
Yeah.
a person. But then when they did the Young Rock episodes, it was just cameo after cameo of like other people coming in. It was like, I watched a couple episodes, like, I'm not into it. Not into it. If you smell,
I'm sure there's a lot of other bad TV shows, but
Yeah.
Amanda, please explain why you hate the Kardashians so much. What did they ever do to you?
Well, this one time I was in Calabasas, California. No,
Did you get Kylie's lip plumper and it was like a bad situation?
absolutely not what I pay for their products. So honestly, I'm just not a fan of them in general. They perpetuate these like really unrealistic stereotypes for the female body, but like the only reason they're making any of this happen is because they're billionaires, but that's a different show. I think their show, they are so out of touch with reality of like what a normal person lives like
yeah,
that I just think that it's really unfortunate that they have become these like role models for
Yeah.
women. I think that the way they live their lives is wild. I think that the mother is a terrible role model for mothers. I think that some of them seem, because I don't know them,
what?
and I don't follow like the ins and outs of their lives, but I know I was reading this one thing that one of the sisters gets shit from the other sisters because she chooses to spend time with her family versus going to red carpet events and leaving the kids with the nanny. Like, I think, and I just think like the show as a whole just perpetuates like this unrealistic lifestyle.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And it makes people want to be like them, and you're never gonna be like them.
sure.
Like they're famous because their dad like famously got OJ Simpson off for fucking double murder, and then they don't show up again until Kim Kardashian's mom facilitates a porn deal so her daughter with a big ass and a sex tape can get $1 million. Like I think it's wild that people idolize
Yes.
these people.
Yeah.
I think Amanda's right. Man, I didn't realize your question was going to make both me and Amanda go so deep about why we hate these shows.
Honestly, we could have an entire episode about
Oh.
like how terrible reality TV is.
Oh,
Yeah.
fully. The Bachelor is another one that
Yeah.
can eat it. I don't care. Like
I think
Also,
all
and
like-
of,
now
Teen Mom.
yes.
Yes.
The OG Teen Moms
Yeah.
are still on Teen Mom.
Yeah,
yes.
I heard
like-
that. Yeah.
They're full
And-
grown and they make so
Are-
much money. It's ridiculous.
But are any of them actually successful, or are they reality stars?
They're reality stars.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
and don't get me wrong, one of my favorite shows of all time is RuPaul's Drag Race, okay? Like, I'm not sitting here saying
Yeah.
ban reality TV,
Yeah.
but like, okay, the big hot thing in the news right now in like the YouTuber sphere is the Mr. Beast games.
Mhm.
Yes.
And there's all this shit coming out about how poorly these people were and are being treated,
Yeah.
how
I've heard
it's
about
like
this.
it's supposed
Yeah.
to be like Squid Games, but
Yeah.
like real people trying to win $5 million. And it's like these people are not being given access to their medicine, to food, to clean underwear. Like women aren't being given access to new like tampons or
Right.
pads. Like
Ugh.
horrible. People were not being given their insulin for like 2 or 3 days. Like that's a huge problem.
Yeah.
Um
I've heard about
and-
this.
because people want to compete for a reality YouTuber, but they want to be on reality TV
Right.
and they want to be
Right.
famous. And I think that the Kardashians were the beginning of like the influencer culture.
Sure.
Yeah.
I can see that.
And so yeah, they could all die in a fiery plane crash for all I care.
I mean, it's no surprise that most couples that go on a reality TV show are now divorced.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, are any
It's
reality
so
couples
unhealthy.
still together?
I think
Yeah.
there's a couple, but like hardly.
Yeah,
Like
it's pretty rare.
yeah.
It's pretty rare because everyone's up in your life and your expectations are unrealistic, and things get crazy. Yeah, that whole reality TV being the only thing that America grasped onto because we're so tired of our dull ass lives.
Yes.
Right.
They literally took advantage of everything they could have.
But it's hardly reality. Like,
It's
what do we even call it?
every
No.
single thing is staged. All
It's
of
not reality.
Even Daniel Bryan and Brie talked about this on Total Bellas, was that to get them into an argument, the producers would start to get them to fight over things they knew they disagreed on, and then turn the cameras on so that they would be like heated and
Yeah.
angry. And so yeah.
He just did this. What do you think about that?
Exactly.
Yeah. Like,
Yep. Yep.
You two stand here and have a conversation about this.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
and then you go back to shows like America's Next Top Model. That was the producers knew what were hot button issues for each girl and would bring it up at opportune times.
Yeah.
And then it makes me think of like The Hills. I never watched it, but I remember my sister used to, and there was another one at the same time on MTV. But I remember Megan would watch it, and like everyone was so obsessed with Lauren Conrad and blah blah
Yeah.
blah.
Yeah.
And I
Laguna
remember
Beach.
watching it. That was it. I remember
Mhm.
being like, "This is so scripted. Like this is
Yes.
scripted."
Felt it.
And like my sister like refused to believe me. And I'm like,
yeah, that's like if someone told me like I understand WWE's scripted, but if someone was like, every single thing that they're talking about is off the cuff, it's real, and I'm like, no,
Right.
they know exactly what they're supposed to do.
Or like even like
Yeah.
home shows where like someone shows up as a surprise, but there just coincidentally is a camera inside waiting for them to show up at the front door.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it's so,
"Oh,
yes,
it's so nice
true.
to meet you." Really?
Mhm. Yeah, like what is it,
Um,
House Hunters, where they've already picked the house, but then they
Oh,
Yes.
then
they're
they do the
already
show.
like
Yes.
in escrow.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So you have to like
Yeah.
fake all of that stuff. So that's all funny.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
wow, way to
that
go.
was question number 2.
Dang, way to make us get deep.
You're welcome. This one's really deep too.
Okay.
Do you ever think about where villains get their clothes?
Nope. Nope.
Think about it now.
You mean like, okay, when you think about this, do you think about like Disney animated villains? Because
Not
I
even
instantly just thought like Freddy Krueger going to pick his sweater out.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like
Are they going to stores? Do they have personal shoppers? Who's designing and
like
picking them?
Jason
They wear the same
shows
thing
up
every day.
at like an automotive clothing store and is like, I just need a new jumpsuit. Like the last one's really torn
Where did
up.
they get it?
The last one had a lot of stains on it, so I had to get rid of it.
Yeah, this just doesn't work. Michael Myers.
Yeah,
is just
no,
But
like-
even
you
like a
know.
mob boss or something. Like what?
Yeah,
Like
mhm.
he doesn't have time.
Oh, a mob
to,
boss?
like-
A mob boss has an assistant. Go
yeah,
get that
they
shit.
go get
Right?
their stuff.
Um,
Yep.
But like a character who wears like a cape and a spandex suit.
Yeah.
So there's a show called Invincible on Amazon. It's like superhero
yeah, I
cartoon.
love that show.
Yeah, so there's like a underground, there's like a tailor, and he makes
Yep.
the superhero suits. And then obviously like in The Incredibles, there's Edna Mode.
Yeah, and the same
And-
thing with Deadpool, right?
Yes.
Where they like,
Yeah.
the tailor fashions them. Yeah.
So, I think that there's obviously got to be some kind of like supervillain tailor.
But you are
But
But I
right.
imagine like they have somebody bring them their clothes and they're like they don't fit at all. They're like awkward.
This isn't
like-
what I asked for.
This isn't evil.
I'm so
enough.
sorry.
And so they're just sitting in the room waiting for their next like
I mean,
I don't know.
we just take it for granted that they just are in those clothes. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny.
And what did they wear before? Like
Just, yeah, right. Right. True.
okay. Anyway,
Anyway.
do you think that people who get mad at people who back into parking spots are just jealous because they're not good at it?
Yes.
Well, I think that one's a personal one because you're not good at it.
But I don't get mad at people who are backed into spots.
I don't get mad. You know what I get mad at? Today I was pulling into Target and I was taking my left-hand turn and the person was pulling through the spot from the first spot to take over the spot I was going to turn into. That I find
Rude.
irritating.
Yeah.
Right? I'm about to take my left turn into my spot and then all of a sudden, literally a car forward facing is just like,
it's just
I'm
like, hi.
where the fuck did you come from? Like, and they're just like, I pulled through. Ugh, I'm so smart.
I mean,
hate it.
it's just like when you say the wrong thing when somebody says,
You got to run.
I mean, what do you do? Like, you've already pulled through.
Well, what
they
was
saw
funny,
you do. What are you going to
though-
do? Be like, oh, sorry. And like,
Yeah,
let me
but
back
what
up.
was funny is the lady looked at me because I was about to turn in there and she did one of those like, ugh, sorry.
And then still
ugh."
did it.
And then I parked one spot next to her and then we both tried to get out of our car doors at the same time. And because she's flipped the other way and I'm going into this side, that means our doors open opposite and we both stand at the exact same time to stare at each other. And I just
Awkward.
looked at her and I was like, and I walked away.
All right.
What was the question? the
Okay,
backup.
so I saw
The
a
backup.
TikTok of a lady that was complaining, like so mad that at people who back into parking spots next to her, and she's like, "It's so inconvenient for me because I have a hard time getting my kids in when you're backed into the spot."
Why does that matter?
Exactly.
It's the exact. Okay, listen. If someone backed into the spot and they're bad at it, and then now they're really close to your vehicle, yes, but it would have no bearing because the vehicle doesn't change size based
Yeah.
on whether it's forward or backwards. So she's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't care at all. I just care if you take my spot. Then we have a problem.
The only time I care if someone parks in any way is if it takes for goddamn ever.
That's fair.
If you're
Yeah.
reversing and then you're like, oop, gotta straighten out, and you come forward, and you reverse again,
Austin
oop,
Powers
gotta
turn.
fix it, come in, come out, come in, come out. Then I'm like, fucking park already. Like, but if you're able to do it in like one or two moves, that's fine.
Yes. I agree.
One guy responded and was like, if you think about it this way, me backing up, I have a designated spot that I need to like back into where there's no people, there's no other cars, it's just a spot where I back into. This makes it easier so when I'm pulling out, I'm not
hitting anyone
backing
or-
into
correct.
the where people are driving or walking.
Yes.
So he's just like, I'm actually keeping your kids safer by backing into my spot
It's true,
instead of
though.
backing out
He's
of my
not
spot.
wrong because it's safer
Yeah.
to leave.
Yeah.
that
And I just
spot.
thought, I feel like people are just jealous because
Yes, 'cause
they
can't
can't
do
back
it.
into a spot.
That's
To be
exactly
fair,
why.
It takes a lot of skill if you don't have either a backup camera or even a rear view mirror. I have had to back up vans in with just my side mirrors, and that is terrifying, by the way.
Mhm.
It's freaking terrifying. That is it. I just
Okay.
realized my microphone's been at my neck this entire time.
It's all right. You talk loud enough.
Okay.
Last
Got him.
question.
I want you to know what the last question is.
Okay. I was okay. Totally thrown off my rhythm.
So I did. I'm all.
Last
I'm
question.
I'm stuck on Alanis Morissette right now. Okay.
What is one thing
Mm-hmm.
that the human body does that you would delete forever?
Ooh.
Like, what's a function of the human body you're like, I wish that wasn't a thing?
Arguably, Amanda, do you have one?
Yeah, I mean, sure. You can
You-
go first if you
No,
want.
no. Go ahead. You go right ahead.
Oh, you go ahead. Amanda, Andy,
No, you go ahead, Amanda.
go ahead, Amanda. Go-
So
unless you want,
Stop.
I'm just gonna steamroll through this. Realistically, like bodily function, vomiting.
Yes.
But like as a human, overthinking.
oh, mind things.
Ooh, I see. Yeah, I agree with that. I can see what you mean.
I mean, you're just trying to
That's what I
solve
got.
the problems in your head.
yeah, but
Yeah,
overthinking
but
gives you
then-
anxiety
but
and
No, so solving the current problems that I have is just problem solving. solving the problems that might arise if things go A, B, C, or D.
Exactly.
And then needing to plan for those things,
Yes.
and then contingency plans is where I get a little overwhelmed.
all on things that have not happened yet.
Oh, yes, but I have a plan for them.
Yes. We may have talked about this before. Things that happen in the future you worry about is called anxiety, and things that happen in the past you can't change that you worry about is called depression.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, is that for real?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
It makes sense.
Are you depressed about stuff that's going to happen? Not often.
I guess not.
You're more
I
depressed
mean-
because of things that you haven't done or didn't do or already
See,
said.
I'm not okay. There's a difference between, like, I've always felt like things that happened. I can't change it. I need to
Yeah.
move forward.
Sure.
Mhm.
So, like, I don't sit and dwell on shit.
Try
And
to
like,
teach that to my 3-year-old. He doesn't understand.
oh, fully try to teach it to a 40-year-old. So I don't work. I mean, obviously I wish things could have gone differently in my life, right?
Sure.
Like, but there are things that happened that I can't change it. Like, you can't, it's done. Can't do anything about it now. So I'm not gonna get upset about it.
That makes
So,
sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's very logical of you.
I
I
100% am going gross and just poop. If poop did not happen, just imagine like everyone had a Ken doll butt and there was no poo. You wouldn't have to do anything. You would never feel uncomfortable. You could let's say belching is still a thing. So that's how you like send out what you have to do. Because our bodies, the way that we lose weight, and a lot of people don't know this, is through breathing. Like at night, you're actually breathing out your fat. Like after your body burns through it all and it has all of its like chemical residue. Chemical? That's not what I meant. But all of like the residual buildup there, you actually are breathing that out. So that's
Oh,
how
is
you
that
are,
why I wake up sometimes with candy wrappers in my bed?
There you go. That's what it is. But it would be awesome if the human body,
I think that's another problem,
if
Amanda.
breathing was the
That's
only way,
that's letting my
that-
toddler sleep in my bed.
if breathing was the only way that it expelled, like if we took food in, it did the engine, and then we were like a car, and the exhaust pipe was just like, and then we were good.
Just at night.
Yeah, you just breathe it out at night, or just like anything else. Like
I feel like we would all wear like colostomy bags over our
no,
mouths.
it's not you. No,
No, but you think of it.
You
But
got
like,
poop in your
think,
mouth.
think of the quantity
Yes,
that would be coming out of your mouth
Well,
if
that's
it
what I'm
wasn't
saying.
going out
It
your
would
butt.
be just
It'd
like
be
a
like
car.
smog.
Yes,
Yeah, I know, but
it
are we just
would.
gonna walk around like breathing our digested food
Yes,
on
but
everyone?
we've also discussed like you wish the human body wouldn't do that. So I also wish it wouldn't smell. So it'd be nice if it was just like just our carbon dioxide was what took out all of our excess. Then long car rides, boom. Like, right?
Yeah, I mean, you went deep on the question. I didn't ask like for a solution.
I'm just saying.
Or
I'm
an
just saying.
alternative.
That's the route that I would go.
Okay.
What
Well,
do you say, Ash?
I've got 2 answers.
Yes.
One is the same as Andy's,
Yeah.
but not because it makes me uncomfortable. I just don't like doing it.
You don't like taking a poo?
No, if I have to poop, I'm like, ugh.
You've never had a healthy poo?
No, my poos are great.
No. I don't.
I hate the word poo, by the way. I hate it.
I hate it so gross.
I hate that I
Just
just
saying,
said
though.
it
I
because
hate
I've
it.
told you so many times
No,
I hate the word.
What I mean
hate
is
it.
like you've never had a poo where you're like, oh yeah. You never had that poo?
No, because I don't know if I'm like healthier. I having to poop doesn't make me uncomfortable. I just don't like doing it. It's dirty. I don't want to clean up after it. I just don't want it like peeing. I'm fine. I'll pee all day. I just don't want to deal with. I don't want to do it.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Number 2, which kind of goes hand in hand. I wish we didn't have to eat.
Oh, that would be kind of like
Dude,
cool. If we,
deciding what you eat every day, feeling
Ugh,
guilty over it being
exhausting.
unhealthy,
Yeah.
like it's so anxiety inducing. I just wish we didn't have to eat.
Interesting. So you wish that we were just solar panels?
I wish food had no flavor. I wish
yeah.
that we would just ate mindless, like we just ate what we needed to like, it's like filling up your gas tank.
Yeah.
I wish that it was like, whoop,
Yes.
you eat it, you're full, it's done.
I wish I could just like wirelessly charge overnight.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
that would
I
be good.
don't
No,
want
fully.
food to be a thing.
Or like Soylent bars, like Soylent Green. Give it to me. I don't care.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
All right. I can respect those things.
That's why, like, when people have COVID and they're like, I can't taste or smell anything. I'm like, well, that might be nice.
You're
I
like,
would eat.
that's my line.
I would eat all the things that I hate that are really good for me because you can't taste anything anyway.
I will say, when I did have COVID, I did lose my taste and smell. It's not good.
Does it like distaste things?
Yeah. So basically, like, I would be eating something and I'd be like, I can tell that this is like sweet or sour, like on
Yeah.
your
but no
tongue,
flavor.
but you're not tasting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was nice because when we were sick, I fucking hate protein shakes. And it was just like, give me sustenance. So that part of it was nice. But then you're getting all this texture with no flavor association. And it was horrible because
Ooh.
I can't handle certain textures.
See, I feel like
But,
I would
like-
like that because I enjoy different textures.
Oh, I like different textures, but like, you know, like, okay, a Fairlife protein shake, it's kind of thick.
Yeah.
Like that with no flavor. I was like, what happened to my beverage? Like, I hate it. And then like I remember I was eating, I think I made like chicken or something, and like having to chew through like meat with zero flavor is like, I hate this experience. So I would rather have like a pill or like, yeah, like something where I don't have to ingest at all.
Yeah. Well, I feel like if we couldn't taste anything, like we wouldn't have variety because we're not looking for
Yeah.
Fully.
changing
That's
flavors.
true.
I
That's
mean,
true.
So
think
like
about,
you know what it's like to taste chicken and the texture related to it,
yeah,
right? So like
Yeah.
your brain is like does not compute. But if like everything was the same texture and no flavor, I feel like we'd just be like, okay, I ate.
well,
I'm
and
done.
honestly,
yeah, you're right.
if you think about like how society would change if we couldn't taste anything,
Yeah.
like most of this country is run by food companies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where
Like-
where you love the flavor of something.
Yes, or
Mhm.
you probably wouldn't see as many obese people as you do, or at least not like morbidly obese.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You probably wouldn't see the same types of eating disorders that you see now. There would still probably be some, right? I mean, human brains, but
I feel
And-
like we would err more on the side of like, oh, I didn't eat. Like
Yeah.
I'm feeling low.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
I haven't ingested my energy and like
my
you know what I mean?
battery's low.
Yeah, and
that's
you would just
fair.
feel it and you'd react to it and you'd
Yes.
fill up.
Versus, you know what sounds good?
Exactly. I am not hungry, but I definitely want this.
Yeah, like, oh, I just ate dinner, but you said we could go get ice cream? Like,
Freaking ice cream.
Yeah.
I have a separate dessert stomach.
yes.
That is all. That is 5. 5
Wow.
fantastic questions. That's what we should call this.
5 fantastic questions.
Oh, never mind.
You've ruined it now.
Ruined it.
Amanda, if people are like, what the hell? Where can they send us a message at?
You can come say what the hell at our Instagram at Real Awkward Podcast. We also have a TikTok at Real Awkward Podcast. Patreon.com/Real Awkward Podcast. $3 a month gets you exclusive episodes. And if you are tired of your current streaming service and you want to try a new one, YouTube Music will auto download new episodes of the Real Awkward Podcast.
Oh, all right.
Barbara Brown.
Barbara
Barbara
Brown. We will see you on the next episode of the Real Awkward Podcast where we interview John Goodman.
Why are you going to take a nap now?
I'm sleepy.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Real Awkward listeners, the Real Awkward podcast turns 3 this year. That's right, 3 years of fun, entertaining content for you guys, and we cannot do it without listeners like you. If you guys want to support the show, head over to patreon.com/Real Awkward Podcast. For $3 a month, that gets you access to exclusive shows, merchandise, and name shoutouts on the show. We also will take your suggestions for show topics. Thank you so much for 3 years, and we look forward to many more.